Good morning, America, for our viewers in the West. Extreme heat warning and a tropical threat, a massive church fire breaking out, Walmart's new move, and the Hollywood stars stealing the show. You'll see. Summer storm emergency. The I-95 corridor pummeled overnight with torrential rain, flash flooding, water pouring into subway stations, a beach club on Long Island leveled. Plus, this rain-wrapped tornado tearing through Dover, Delaware. Ginger's tracking it all, including a new potential tropical threat.
The FBI saying it stopped an ISIS-inspired attack on New York State Capitol. A woman charged, allegedly seen here conducting surveillance on the building.
Heading home. After a 9-month deployment, the USS Abraham Lincoln leaving the Middle East as oil and gas prices rise after President Trump threatened economic D-Day on Iran.
Breaking news. A massive church fire in Cleveland breaking out just before 2 a.m. Flames shooting from the roof, fire raining down from the sky.
New video showing the deadly mid-air collision between a small plane and police helicopter as authorities try to figure out what went wrong.
Unmasked. Police in Philadelphia released new video of the man seen terrorizing people on the street. They identify him.
Hayden Panettiere's boyfriend now issuing his first statement as the actress's sudden death sparked a reckoning with how she may have been treated in Hollywood.
Rolling the dice.
I don't think big corporations like that should be able to get away with something like that.
One woman's cautionary tale about booking her Las Vegas hotel online and what you can do to check out your room before checking in.
This was essentially trying to dupe guests.
New details on Prince Harry and Meghan's royal relocation as Prince William, Kate, and their children join King Charles in Scotland.
Good news on prices from the country's biggest retailer and what it means for your grocery bill.
And Hollywood ending.
Hey, there's a pig in West Hollywood.
The popular pig finding a new home.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Plus, don't miss this shining star.
Who are you wearing?
Leaving James starstruck. Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America. Good morning, America. We got pigs, we got dogs, we got it all coming up.
Talking dogs. They actually did do an interview with a dog. Right there.
That's true, George. We did. All right. Well, thank you for being here with us as we kick off your summer Friday. And we've got a feel-good Friday story that you do not want to miss. It's one man's inspiring journey. He was once told he would probably never walk again. Well, now, 8 years later, after devastating spinal cord injury, he's about to walk across America. Will Reed's going to bring us that amazing story coming up.
It is amazing. A true picture of perseverance right there. Also ahead, before you head to the beach this weekend, we are tracking the massive great white known as Contender. What a name. Well, we're going to tell you where he's been located and what he's been up to, George.
We begin with severe storms and flash floods overnight. Hundreds of flights canceled. Ginger standing by tracking the new threat. Morgan Norwood starts us off at Atlantic Beach on Long Island. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning to you, George. And a water spout came roaring ashore here. And what a rare place for a tornado at that. I want to show you some of the damage that it left behind. You can see all of the debris lining this walkway here from these cabanas. It came flying off some of these cabanas. Dozens of people were here at the time. And if you look closely, straight down that walkway there, you can see part of the roof torn off. I mean, this was a powerful tornado. The National Weather Service expected to be here later today as this massive cleanup gets underway right now.
Powerful, fast-moving storms slamming the Northeast. From D.C. to Philly to New York, heavy rain flooding streets across the city. Drivers left stranded. Water pouring into subway stations.
Oh my God, it is spinning around. This is insane.
On Long Island, a water spout coming ashore.
It's a tornado.
Hitting 2 beach clubs, damaging or destroying dozens of cabanas. Massive planks of wood piercing structures and littering the beach. Firefighters digging through the torn apart structures, making sure no one was trapped.
The noise was frightening. You could see the wind. It was extremely violent. You look out the window and furniture from cabanas, from the deck area were flying everywhere.
Officials say one person suffered a minor head injury.
By the grace of luck that a lot of people weren't hurt here.
Farther south, a rain-wrapped tornado tearing through the city of Dover, Delaware, sending debris flying and leaving behind a trail of destruction. This dashcam video capturing the frightening scene as the powerful storm moved through.
I can't believe this. Get inside, are you?
Some residents caught off guard, racing to take shelter.
I retreated into my bathroom, and all you could hear was just a train noise.
2 hotels left badly damaged, pieces of the building wrapped around power lines.
Honestly, it's a miracle. I don't know how we made it out of this without anybody being injured.
The severe weather also disrupting air travel, canceling more than 800 flights, delaying 6,000 more.
And back here on Long Island, we're told that there were 100 of these cabanas here, and about half of them were damaged, Michael.
Yeah, a lot of damage down there, Morgan. Thank you. And Ginger, more severe storms on the way, and you're timing that out for us, plus the new tropical threat to Hawaii.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. The first is, yes, we will be seeing more flash flood threat in the same areas, including Delaware, Philadelphia, down to Virginia tomorrow. But let me start you out with the pockets that have to be on the lookout today. For a level 2 out of 5 risk, you have from North Carolina through South Carolina, New Bern, Charlotte's on the edge there, into real close to Georgia. But there are 2 pockets back here I want you to note, and that is Chicago included. This afternoon and tonight could see damaging winds, even a tornado. Wisconsin, by the way, has already had 47 tornadoes this year, which is more than double their annual average. Then we'll go to the threat for flash flooding on tomorrow afternoon and evening, but it actually is through the day. All of Delaware, down through the Delmarva Peninsula, Norfolk, up to Baltimore, Philadelphia. So just note, you have more coming tomorrow. Also wanted to mention that the big island of Hawaii still has 10,000 customers without power, and that is after Lala. Remember, Lala moved through last weekend, and now we've got another area that we're watching intently. Could become Mocha. And you see it right here, tracking south of the island. So this is not going to be direct landfall, but we could potentially see another 5 to 8 inches of rainfall, George.
Okay, Ginger, thanks. Now to the alleged terror plot to attack the New York State Capitol. The FBI has charged a woman with pursuing an ISIS-inspired plan. Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas has the details. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. The FBI is describing what they believe is a classic lone wolf terror case with an American woman allegedly radicalized online, taking up the cause for ISIS.
This morning, the FBI says the woman in this photograph was conducting surveillance on the capital of New York in Albany as part of a plan to bomb the building and kill as many senators as she could. Authorities charging Jessica Bowie with providing material support to ISIS and claiming that she asked a confidential informant how to make a bomb that she planned to detonate while state lawmakers were in session.
She said, quote, "I want to destroy as much of the building as possible and kill the senators while they are meeting."
The FBI sent confidential informants posing as Islamic radicals to communicate with Bowie, who was 35 after she allegedly posted concerning comments online and allegedly swore her allegiance to the leader of ISIS. A federal complaint states that Bowie planned to escape to Syria, with the FBI claiming she discussed returning to the U.S. to attack again, allegedly saying to the informants, ideally it would be the White House with the president. The FBI says this is Bowie at a Home Depot buying components for a bomb. On August 19th, she allegedly purchased a gun, ammunition, and was instructed how to load it by the FBI informants.
She went from a little girl waving an American flag after 9/11 to now having stickers of the fallen towers.
Bowie was taken into custody on Wednesday, allegedly armed with that gun and a bomb that she did not know was fake.
With the 25th anniversary of 9/11 less than a month away, law enforcement is taking no chances. If convicted, Bowie faces up to 20 years in prison, Michael.
All right, Pierre, thank you for bringing that story to us. And we're going to go now to the USS Abraham Lincoln, heading home from the Middle East after a long deployment amid concerns about conditions on board. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House with the latest. Good morning, Rachel.
Michael, good morning to you. The USS Abraham Lincoln has spent more than 270 days at sea. After a 9-month-long deployment, they are finally making their way back home. They were only supposed to be out on that aircraft carrier for about 6 to 7 months, but that mission was extended the longer this war with Iran has continued to drag on. And of course, all of it comes amid new reporting about the worsening conditions on board that aircraft carrier, with the Military Times reporting they spoke to families of service members who said at least 2 people on board tried to jump overboard. President Trump dismissing those concerns, brushing it off, saying those Marines and sailors had not been on that ship long enough. But this war with Iran is at a virtual standstill. Oil prices are continuing to rise. Gas right now is about $4.10 a gallon. Over on Wall Street, the Dow plunging about 700 points. President Trump now trying a new strategy, threatening severe consequences for any country that tries to help Iran evade sanctions and help them financially. But notably, the administration is not saying whether China, Iran's top trading partner, will face those severe consequences that President Trump is talking about. We know the White House and President Trump, well, they are now preparing for Chinese President Xi Jinping to visit here at the White House in just a few weeks, Rebecca.
Yeah, an important conversation ahead, and China's a big trading partner with the U.S. as well. All right, Rachel, thank you. We're going to turn now to police identifying the suspect who they say ran around Philadelphia in a horror movie mask, terrifying people. And Faith Abube is here with the latest on the search for him. Good morning, Faith. This has just been a very creepy story.
It really has, Rebecca. Good morning to you. The suspect behind that Chucky-like horror mask asked at least one of his victims, "Are you ready to die?" Right now, investigators still don't know his motive, but they're not waiting to find out.
This morning, after terrorizing people on city streets for days, Philadelphia police say they've unmasked the mystery man allegedly threatening people from behind this disturbing doll face mask and need help tracking him down. Police releasing this new surveillance video in the urgent manhunt, showing the suspect investigators say is 22-year-old Zamir Hughes.
If Zamir Hughes was trying to scare people, make them run, who's scared now? Who's running now?
Authorities say over several days, Hughes harassed 15 to 16 people around the city, at times allegedly asking his victims, "Are you ready to die?" This woman saying she screamed and kicked the masked man in the chest when he approached her.
I blocked my face, made sure that my center line was protected.
Hughes also allegedly chasing this female jogger. She severely injured her leg during her frantic escape.
He's a punk who scared a lot of people for no good reason, and we're not going to tolerate it.
Police saying Hughes targeted both men and women and carried no weapon during the rampage. His motives are still a mystery.
And police say Hughes may have filmed his encounters to post on social media. He's now facing charges of harassment and assault. They do say that he travels for work, and they think that he could be on the West Coast right now.
Wow.
And you do it to post on social media where they'll find out who you are when you do that. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah. All right, Faith, thank you. And we're going to go now to the latest on the deadly collision between a small plane and a police helicopter. Surveillance video shows a moment of impact as investigators work to determine what went wrong. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky is here with the story. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. There's no air traffic control at the small airport near Harrisburg where this happened, but investigators said each aircraft was aware of the other prior to the crash. And you're about to see the startling moment it happened. This stunning video shows the fatal crash of a Cessna into a Pennsylvania State Police helicopter. As the plane suddenly veered off course during landing, the helicopter began taxiing off the runway 10 feet off the ground. The state troopers never saw it coming.
Right now, we don't know the details about why the pilot was flying in that pattern, altitude, or in that manner. But we are going to find out.
The plane sliced off the helicopter's rotor blades and tail before breaking apart.
It was a very violent crash. That plane was cut into a lot of pieces.
The pilot, Paul Sokolowski, a respected emergency room doctor who became a flight instructor in February, was killed. Investigators said he conducted maintenance on the plane before the fatal flight, but they don't know yet whether that played a role in the crash. One of the state troopers aboard the helicopter managed to pull his bloodied colleague out of the wreckage.
The corporal was in a position to push out a window and assist the trooper who he believed had some more serious injuries and had a lot of bleeding.
Investigators said nothing stands out so far from the wreckage that would point to a cause. The pieces have now been moved to a hangar in Delaware. They'll do a more thorough investigation there.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. We're going to the latest now on former Congressman Eric Swalwell. The FBI seized his electronic devices as they investigate charges of sexual misconduct. Jay O'Brien is in Washington with the latest. Good morning, Jay.
George, good morning to you. ABC News has learned that FBI agents served former Congressman Eric Swalwell with a search warrant seizing his phone and laptop over the weekend at San Francisco International Airport. Agents then later searching his home in Washington, D.C. Sources tell ABC News this is an investigation based on accusations of sexual assault. Although the exact scope of this probe is unclear, Swalwell has denied repeatedly assaulting anyone. Remember, U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., Jeanine Pirro, said that she would look into Swalwell's conduct in the nation's capital. She even put up a tip line asking for the public to call in. Swalwell, once a rising star in the Democratic Party, had a dramatic fall from grace. He ended his campaign for California governor this spring. He resigned from Congress after accusations of sexual assault and sexual misconduct, including from former staffers. Swalwell acknowledged what he called mistakes in judgment in his past, but again, he denied any accusation of sexual assault, calling it flat false. Rebecca.
All right, Jay, thank you. We're going to turn now to a new move from Walmart, bringing some good news on prices with grocery bills top of mind for so many Americans. And Will Reeve, you have the latest on that. Good morning, Will.
I do. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, everyone. So some relief may be coming for your grocery bill. Walmart says it is putting its $2.9 billion tariff refund toward lower prices. The company says its customers are feeling squeezed, especially by gas prices. They're above $4 a gallon as families contend with high prices across the board. Prices, especially grocery prices, are going to be a key issue in the midterm elections, and President Trump campaigned on bringing them down. In a new statement, the White House says the president has, quote, implemented policies that have brought prices of key essentials ranging from prescription drugs to eggs to auto insurance down in historic ways. Now, but a new poll finds 41% of Americans are concerned about being able to afford groceries over the next few months. That's up from 24% in April. And despite that pressure, Walmart says lower prices are a long-term strategy to keep customers coming through its doors.
People are stretched.
Yeah,
People
no
are
doubt.
stretched right now, and this is a smart move on
Yeah,
Walmart.
and it's interesting. Walmart said $4 a gallon gas. That's really the tipping point.
Yeah, it seems like
does
it.
it all.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for bringing that to us, Will. We're going to go down to Hollywood, to a Hollywood ending for a little pig spotted wandering around the streets of Los Angeles, finding a home with a celebrity. Sam, you got it. Take it away.
I do, and let's start this Friday with a little bit of American literature. As they say in Charlotte's Web, Wilbur the pig didn't want food, he wanted love. Well, that holds true for our real-life Wilbur, a little pig from the streets of West Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, who has stolen the hearts of Angelinos and those of us around the globe. It begins, well, with a Hollywood story, and it's only right that he found his forever home with a 17-time Oscar nominee.
17 times.
Hey, there's a pig in West Hollywood.
Wilbur first took Hollywood by storm while running in this now viral video.
Hey, come back, pig.
Our pint-sized porker shocking residents here by making his home not in the country, but in the busy streets of West Hollywood. But after an animal shelter caught up with him, Wilbur found himself on the market for a place to rest his hooves. Enter 17-time Oscar nominee and music legend Diane Warren.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, someone's got to save him, and it's got to be me.
The songwriter who's famous for hits like Because You Love Me and If I Could Turn Back Time. Took one look at the sweet swine and her heart melted.
You know, he's really cute. He's only this big.
Our station KABC was there for their big moment.
Oh my God, you're so cute. I lose Oscars, but I won a pig.
And we caught up with Diane post-adoption.
I'm just really happy that we got him and that he gets to live a great life. My new song from the movie By Any Means is called By Any Means, and by any means, I was going to rescue Wilbur.
It's a great story, and that song By Any Means was released just last night, and it's a great weekend for Diane and Wilbur. Wilbur's now at Diane's 7-acre animal sanctuary, and as for Diane, she's expected to be nominated for her 18th Oscar this year. She has yet to take one home.
It's time.
Yeah, it is time, but she's clearly taken home, I think, the best prize of all.
She is.
Wilbur needs a new toy, so get the Oscar.
I spent some time with Diane this summer. She's awesome.
Is she as fun as she seems in the interview?
So much fun. And that's a lucky pig.
That's so
well done, Diane.
Thank you, Sam. Coming up here, what happens in Vegas is not staying in Vegas.
Oh,
One
no.
woman's cautionary tale of booking her hotel online, the hotel she thought she was getting, and then the one she actually got.
Oh, boy. Plus, Prince Harry and Meghan's return to the UK, what they just said about the move moments ago, and James Longwood is at Buckingham Palace with the latest. Hey, James.
Yeah, hi, Michael. Meghan and Harry are coming back to the UK, but why? We'll have the latest coming right up.
Also had Hayden Panettiere's boyfriend on her sudden passing. Coming up, more cases of cyclosporiasis across 17 states. It's linked to lettuce.
And we're going to tell you where the great white shark nicknamed the Contender has now been located.
And Will, you've got an inspiring story for us.
I do. A man told he would never walk again, now doing it on the biggest scale imaginable, all for those who can't. That's coming up.
Welcome back to GMA. We're sorry to do this to you, but we had to. That is the most watched video on YouTube ever. But it's been a decade since the baby shark dance. I'm sure we all did. It first came into our lives. That little boy, when it first came into our lives, he's a little boy. He's not so little anymore. We're going to tell you what he's up to in our play of the day.
Thank you for that apology.
Yes.
Will's got the headlines.
I do, George. Good morning again. Here's what's new at 7:30, beginning with breaking news this morning. A massive church fire in Cleveland breaking out just before 2 a.m. You see flames shooting out of the roof there, fire raining down from the sky, crews racing to the scene. The church was vacant, and the cause of the fire has not yet been determined. And more breaking news overnight, a charter plane carrying 8 people crashing Thursday afternoon near a remote radar site in western Alaska. Authorities say there were no survivors, and federal officials say the Cessna 441 took off from Anchorage. It was headed to Cape Newnham, about 450 miles southwest of the city, when it went down just before reaching its destination. The cause of the crash is unknown, but the FAA and NTSB are investigating. And scientists tracking sharks along the East Coast say they got another hit for a great white nicknamed Contender. The 13-foot, nearly 1,700-pound shark pinged in Canadian waters near the upper Gulf of St. Lawrence. Contender was last tracked near the Gulf of Maine back in June. So, Michael, we can add the upper Gulf of St. Lawrence and the Gulf of Maine to places you won't go.
Exactly, 100%.
I'm learning.
You got it. There you go.
Thank you, Will.
You got it.
We are going to turn now to the investigation into the death of Hayden Panettiere. Her boyfriend, who was on the scene when she died, is speaking out. Trevor Alt is in Los Angeles with the details. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. And today would have been Hayden Panettiere's 37th birthday, and there has been a lot of focus on her boyfriend, who's now speaking out for the first time since her death through his attorney in a brief statement that points out there are no signs of foul play in her death.
This morning, Hayden Panettiere's on and off again boyfriend, who was with the actress at the time of her death, is breaking his silence. Brian Hickerson saying through his attorney, Hayden's death remains under investigation, and it is important to allow that investigation to proceed. Adding, out of respect for Hayden's loved ones and the ongoing investigation, there will be no further comment at this time. Police say Hickerson and his brother called 911 at this South Carolina apartment complex when Panettiere had gone into cardiac arrest. Brian had previously pleaded no contest in 2021 to felony charges he abused Panettiere. Police have stressed there are no signs of foul play in her death, no signs of trauma in the preliminary autopsy, and the DEA has now joined the case.
I feel so many people just used her.
Mia Terrazas lived next door to Hayden in Los Angeles and said she witnessed her and Brian's tumultuous relationship, but when she saw Panettiere last week, she thought Hayden was in a much better mood.
She was more talkative and lively, and she seemed okay to me, and I didn't think that would be the last time I would see her. I probably would have done or said something different.
The actress's sudden death has sparked a reckoning with how she may have been treated in Hollywood.
Ford, go wash your face.
She'd worked as a brand ambassador for Neutrogena for more than a decade, but claimed she was dropped by the company after she went public about suffering from postpartum depression.
Neutrogena was a huge part of my life, and of all the things that they would fire me over, this was the last thing that I thought they would ever fire me over.
This morning, the company is apologizing, saying in part, "We are proud to have partnered with her and understand that we made her feel unsupported during a very difficult time." They say they're making a significant investment to help give more women access to the support they need, including care for postpartum depression.
And all of this is playing out as we are, of course, still awaiting Hayden's official cause of death. The preliminary autopsy was completed, but officials are still waiting on results from her toxicology and other testing. That could take weeks or months, guys.
All right, Febrile, thank you for that. We're going to turn now to Prince Harry and Meghan. The reaction after the couple announced they plan to return to the UK. Chief International Correspondent James Longman is at Buckingham Palace. Good morning to you, James. What's the news?
Hi, Michael. Well, we're really getting a sense this morning of how concerned Meghan and Harry are for their security as they come to the UK. A statement has been issued to the press here, asking the press not to reveal the location of either their home or the schools their children may be enrolled in. So it is something that is clearly playing on their minds, and a lot of speculation as to why it is that they are moving to the UK.
This morning, as reaction grows to Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan's surprise planned return to the UK, ABC News has learned Prince William, Princess Kate and their 3 children have now joined King Charles in Scotland for a family trip. And the British public is now reacting.
I think that no matter where they live, they're going to get vilified, so they just ought to go wherever makes them happiest.
Some welcoming them back with open arms.
Sum total is leave them alone. They're coming back to see their family. I hope they enjoy their time in the UK.
But others not as overjoyed.
I thought they were all for America and all against their family and things.
Prince Harry was seen in Washington, D.C. Wednesday night, meeting with veterans, but he didn't address the upcoming move. According to The Telegraph, the couple, along with their 7-year-old Prince Archie and 5-year-old Princess Lilibet, plan to move later this month to a private, non-royal residence outside London. The children are already enrolled in British schools for September.
From Harry's perspective, there has been a pull back to the UK for some time. My understanding is that it's really important to them that their children have strong ties to the UK and experience education here in the UK.
The couple left royal life behind in 2020 and they moved to California after intense public scrutiny. Prince Harry revealed tensions with his brother in his 2023 memoir, Spare, telling Michael about their strained relationship.
You refer to your brother as your beloved brother and arch nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Strong words.
There has always been this competition between us, weirdly. And the British press is part in that, right? They always pitched us against each other. They pitched Kate and Meghan against each other.
Now, as questions grow over what their future will look like in the UK, a source familiar with the matter says they will not be returning as working royals.
And after Harry and a group of other celebrities lost their case against British newspapers for alleged phone hacking, a ruling has just come down today that they will now have to pay close to $13 million in legal fees. Guys.
All right, thank you, James. Now with a travel warning as the summer vacation season winds down, be careful when choosing a hotel because you might not be getting what you think you're booking. And Will, you have this story.
That's
it's
right.
interesting.
It
Good
is
to see
interesting.
you.
A word to the wise here. So 2 sisters were excited for a Vegas getaway, but when they pulled into their hotel, they knew something was wrong, and that excitement turned to anxiety and a lot more, and now they're speaking out about their cautionary tale.
When I walked in, I looked at my sister and I was like, this is it. This is the hotel.
Ariana Patino thought she made a reservation at this hotel, Palette Las Vegas, for a fun weekend with her sister. But when the pair arrived, they couldn't find the address listed on their confirmation.
So we actually drive around for like 45 minutes trying to figure out where this hotel is. And the nearest parking lot I pulled into, and it was Oyo.
That is Oyo Hotel and Casino, a spot Ariana says she purposely avoided booking because of negative reviews.
And as soon as I walked in the doors, I recognized where it had the registration sign. On Palette Las Vegas, on the booking site, it had Oyo's name with the exact same registration desk. And that's when it kind of like clicked.
The photos she thought were of Palette Las Vegas were actually the same or edited versions of the Oyo Hotel and Casino.
We went up to the receptionist and I'm like, we booked with Palette Las Vegas. And she goes, yep, that's us. They just put up different listings or different ads just to see which one gains more traction.
I've never seen anything as brazen as this. There are times where hotels will go through a rebrand, where they go from one brand in a big chain to another. This was essentially trying to dupe guests.
In a statement to ABC News, Oyo Hotel and Casino said, "We were evaluating how different blocks or room categories could be positioned under different brands. However, the listing went live while the related renovations and signage at the property were still being completed. We sincerely regret the confusion and inconvenience caused." Ariana filed a complaint with Booking.com, where she made her reservation, her bank, and the Better Business Bureau. Booking.com telling ABC News in a statement, "The Palette Las Vegas has been removed from our platform following an internal investigation. A refund is currently being processed for the guest."
I think this crossed the boundary and this crossed the line. I mean, this is where I'm sleeping, this is where I'm staying, and I don't think big corporations like that should be able to get away with something like that.
And here are some tips to avoid something like this happening to you. So if something looks too pristine and the price is noticeably lower than comparable properties, you could do a reverse image search to see if those photos exist elsewhere online. You can also check online reviews, sorting by most recent, that's crucial, and book directly through the hotel itself. And you can then ask that hotel if it could match a better price that you might have seen from a third party. That's a nice safety net there.
And they traditionally will, which is, they will match that price. Yeah, I've done it before.
You never think about it, but yeah, they always tell you to do those
I always
things.
feel like I'm getting away with something, and it's good to know.
But it's a shame you have to go through all that just for honesty.
Yeah, for sure.
But Ariana did all the right stuff, and I'm glad she's getting that refund.
Get that price and get that, save some money with it. All right? Come on, family. Somebody's got me now. I'm not apologizing anymore, everybody. No, take it. It's here. It is our play of the day.
And it's for a really good reason. I actually really like this story. So back in 2016, it seemed like the Baby Shark dance was everywhere. And that song certainly was. You could do it without even thinking about it. Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do. No, it became the most watched video in YouTube history, and get the numbers. 17.2 billion views, right? Well, it's been a decade since that catchy tune wormed its way into our brains and never let go. Now, remember the boy in the video? He's now 17 years old, and he's making a comeback as a K-pop singer. It's awesome. Take a look at The Wave, which is the debut single from Park Gurung. Oh no, I know you want me to start talking, but I'm enjoying the song. He feels like Baby Shark Dance started it all. He says that small wave grew into something much bigger than he could have ever imagined, and he feels like he grew up with it. Now that he's all grown up, a behind-the-scenes documentary following Baby Shark Boy is in the works, and he's set to appear in an upcoming film slated for a winter release. I think the song's great.
You call him Baby Shark Boy?
Well, I don't know.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Summer storm emergency. The I-95 corridor hit hard overnight with rain, flash floods, water pouring into subway stations, a beach club on Long Island leveled, plus this tornado in Dover, Delaware. Ginger tracking it all.
One man's inspiring journey walking across America 8 years after a devastating spinal cord injury.
I realize the privilege that it is to be able to put one foot in front of the other.
Why he's taking on the challenge.
Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on.
And the stars of The Dog Stars. Jacob Elordi, Josh Brolin, and...
Dog has just arrived, everyone's gone nuts.
The real star of the movie.
Who are you wearing?
As we say, Good Morning America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good Morning America. It is Friday, it is a good morning, and it is back to school season. And Lori B has got the right stuff to make packing school lunches easier with fun finds that parents and kids will love.
I just talked to Lori on my way over. She said I'm in my joy zone. So we're all in the joy zone this morning. Also ahead, the new study on young adults, exercise and mental health, and how much time it takes to lower your risk of anxiety and depression.
Dr. Narula is going to be here on that. First look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with the severe storms and flash floods overnight. Want to go back to Morgan Norwood at Atlantic Beach on Long Island. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning to you again, George. A powerful waterspout came roaring ashore here on Atlantic Beach. Talk about a rare place for a tornado. You can see all of the debris lining the walkway here, most of it splintered wood that came flying off of these cabanas. But guys, I got to show you this. The roof on this building here is missing, but look where it landed. We are talking about a big cleanup effort getting underway this morning.
Powerful, fast-moving storms slamming the Northeast. From D.C. to Philly to New York, heavy rain flooding streets across the city. Water pouring into subway stations.
Oh my God, it is spinning around. This is insane.
On Long Island, a waterspout coming ashore.
It's a tornado.
Hitting 2 beach clubs, damaging or destroying dozens of cabanas. Firefighters digging through the torn apart structures, making sure no one was trapped.
You look out the window and furniture from cabanas, from the deck area were flying everywhere.
Officials say one person suffered a minor head injury. Farther south, a rain-wrapped tornado tearing through the city of Dover, Delaware, sending debris flying and leaving behind a trail of destruction. This dashcam video capturing the frightening scene as the powerful storm moved through.
I can't believe this. Get inside, are you?
Some residents caught off guard, racing to take shelter. 2 hotels left badly damaged, pieces of the building wrapped around power lines.
Honestly, it's a miracle. I don't know how we made it out of this without anybody being injured.
And back here in Atlantic Beach, the National Weather Service expected here later today to survey all of the damage that you see here to determine just how powerful that tornado was, Michael.
Yeah, you can see the results of it behind you there. Thank you so much for that. We're going to go to Ginger, who has the track and timing. Hey, Ginger.
Yeah, we've got a brand new picture, Michael, in from just east of Columbus, Ohio. Interstate 70 is still closed. This is going to make more than 24 hours, probably through this afternoon. Buckeye Lake, there are mandatory evacuations right now from rain that fell yesterday. Into the early morning hours. Today, though, we do have a severe storm forecast, level 2 out of 5 for parts of North Carolina, down through Georgia. Milwaukee, note that you are in the risk today for tornadoes again. Wisconsin has already had more than double their annual average of tornadoes. Chicago gets the storms tonight, some back in parts of Nebraska and Kansas, too. I do want to mention Big Island out in Hawaii. Because of Lala, still customers without power, like 10,000 or so from last weekend. And now we have another area that we're watching for more rain coming. So this area is going to develop into what could become moke, and it's going to head close to the island, far south of it, but lots of rain Saturday night through Sunday. You could end up with an additional 4 to 6 inches, Rebecca.
All right. Thank you, Ginger. We're going to go now to the uptick in cases of cyclosporiasis across 17 states linked to lettuce. Faith Abube is back with the very latest. Good morning again, Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you guys. The FDA and the CDC out with new numbers about that cyclosporiasis outbreak, reporting that nearly 1,500 additional people have gotten sick from the parasite linked to lettuce. And it's likely the total number will continue creeping up, even though the Taylor Farms lettuce has already been pulled off store shelves and from restaurants as well. And with that, health officials do hope to see a decline in the new cases. The CDC data is a few weeks behind, and symptoms do take a while to show up. Since this outbreak started, more than 400 people have been hospitalized across 17 states. The total number of cases is now close to 11,000. And then in the Midwest, health officials there are monitoring what appears to be a regional outbreak of Salmonella and E. coli. At least 41 people have been sickened so far in Wisconsin and in Minnesota. All of the cases have been linked to alfalfa sprouts from a company called Everything Sprouts. And ABC News has reached out to health officials to make sure that there are no other states that have been impacted. But of course, we're still on top of this.
Okay. Thank you, Faith. Now to the manhunt in Massachusetts for a female fugitive wanted in connection with her police officer husband's death. Officials say 58-year-old Karen Solomon is armed and dangerous. And Tercy's back with those details. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, George. And for a 4th day now, police in central Massachusetts are searching for this armed woman and trying to understand what went on in her house before her husband was found dead. This morning, an urgent search outside Boston for this woman, Karen Solomon, a therapist who advocated for police officers, now a suspect in the death of her police officer husband. Police released this video of Solomon when she was last seen walking in pajama shorts, T-shirt, and flip-flops. Police said she is considered armed and dangerous. Kurt Solomon was a patrolman with the Worcester Police Department for 31 years before his fellow officers found him dead Tuesday morning after responding to a 911 call from the couple's home.
Is the caller a male or a female?
It was a female. Her voicemail on her phone says it's Karen Solomon.
Now investigators are racing to determine what happened inside that house, and sources say whether there had been prior instances of domestic violence.
There are other people involved in the house as well, but right now the Worcester Police Department is actively working to find Karen Solomon.
Karen Solomon appeared on television as a founder of First Help, a suicide prevention program for police officers.
These families, they don't get anything. They don't get their name on a wall. They don't get to go to police week. They don't get grief camps. So that's kind of where we've tried to step in.
First Help said in a statement its first concern is for the officer who lost his life. At this point, Karen Solomon is not charged with any crime. Investigators labeled her a suspect and wanted her for questioning because she was inside the house when her husband was found dead.
Wow. Okay, Aaron, thanks very much. Coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, turns out more isn't necessarily better when it comes to exercise and mental health. Dr. Newell is here with advice for young adults to reduce the risk of depression and anxiety.
Also had a man who was once told he would never walk again. He's about to walk across America, telling you his story and why he's taking on the challenge.
Plus, the world premiere of The Dog Stars, with the stars on the red carpet, and maybe the biggest one of all. And Sam and Lori Bergamato are together. Hey, guys.
Hey, by the way, Rebecca, are you getting ready for the back to school stuff? Because we're getting everybody ready. We're going to upgrade that lunchbox, right, Lori B? You've got it. We have an apple for the teacher. It's all coming up right here on GMA. We're ready, practically.
We are back with our GMA cover story. A new study that finds at least 2.5 hours of exercise a week is linked to lower risk of depression and anxiety among college students. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Turner Rule, is here to break it down. And this gets into what kind of exercise matters.
Exactly. Well, it talks about exercise in general and how it plays into your mental health. And so this was a study of a little bit over 50,000 college or higher education students, full-time students in Norway. They asked them how often they exercise, the intensity, the duration, and how many hours per week. And then 1 year later, they had them complete a questionnaire about major depressive episodes or anxiety. And not surprisingly, they found that lower exercise or activity correlated with an increased risk of depression and anxiety. How much, you might ask? Well, compared to women who exercised every single day, those who either rarely or didn't exercise were at 15% increased risk of depression and anxiety. And for men, it was about 33%. When they looked at those who didn't complete the recommended 150 minutes per week, they were around 10 to 17% at increased risk of depression and anxiety. And then when they looked at the amount you had to exercise per week to reach good benefits, it was really up to 10 hours. After 10 hours, they didn't see much benefit, but and for women, it was actually a little bit lower. It was 5 to 6 hours. And what seemed to predict more for women depression and anxiety was actually lower intensity exercise, and for men, it was shorter exercise duration. So very interesting.
Better to be shorter
Okay.
in men.
In men, it was better to be longer duration, and in women, a little bit higher intensity in terms of reducing your risk.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
What are some of the reasons they think that exercise helps with anxiety and depression?
I mean, there's so many reasons, and we can kind of break them down into the social benefits. Obviously, when you exercise, you're around other people. We know that's good for your mental health. There are actually benefits in terms of your physical health. If you're improving your physical health and you feel better because you're able to exercise. Also, we know biologically, when you exercise, you release endorphins, you release myokines from your muscle, you lower cortisol and inflammation. All of that is helpful. And then there's the psychological component. As you know, as an athlete, it gives you a sense of mastery, control, confidence. And while you're playing or exercising, you're not ruminating about all the things that you might be thinking about during the day.
Very true.
So lots of different reasons.
Great idea.
So we should all get up off the couch right now.
Push-ups, everybody. Let's go.
Exactly.
Thank you. How about some pop news?
All right, and you don't have to get up and walk just yet. Let's see if pop news is exciting or depressing. All right, happy Friday, Popsters, and congratulations because you made it a blockbuster summer at the box office. And it's not over yet. Please don't tell me summer's over yet. Not yet. Jacob Elordi and Josh Brolin are gearing up to bring The Dog Stars to the big screen. It is all about, Michael's excited, all about the survivors of a deadly pandemic, working their way across a post-apocalyptic landscape. And last night, the star-studded cast celebrated the world premiere in London with Jacob and Josh on hand, along with Margaret Qualley, Guy Pearce, Benedict Wong, director Ridley Scott, and the most important actor in the movie, ladies and gentlemen, our dog star herself. And James Longman caught up with Josh Brolin on the red carpet.
Everyone I've asked along here about who they would take into Apocalypse, they literally all say you. Why is this?
Why?
What is
I
this?
want to ask you why.
Because you look like you could kill a man with your bare hands.
It's like, but again, I said it during your show. It's like, it means that I'm like Neanderthalic.
Oh, I'm getting a hug. Oh, it's strong.
We know he's strong. The Dog Star is in theaters everywhere starting next Friday. Also next week, a full interview with the stars of the movie will air right here on GMA. And okay, have you ever wanted to follow a group of 20-somethings while they were living in New York just to see what the day is like? Well, you can. The messiest and most chaotic housemates on our screens are gearing up for a highly anticipated second season of loosely titled Adults. We're less than a week away from the premiere, and to help fans celebrate, the cast made a special appearance in New York with an immersive bodega experience. And to translate for non-New Yorkers, it's what we call our corner stores. It's where you go to get your bacon, egg, and cheese. They have everything in the store. You can get a Danish on the counter.
Sophie Flavor.
Right, yeah, there's Sophie. Sophie checked it out for us. She's trying pizza, bagels, it's a speakeasy mocktails, plus the cast did a live table read right there. You can check it out for yourself because the fan event is open all weekend long. All you have to do is go to Arlene's Grocery on the Lower East Side, and it's all waiting there for you before season 2 of Adults premieres Thursday, August 27th. All 8 episodes streaming at 9 p.m. Eastern on Hulu that night, and next week the entire cast will be right here in our studio to tell us all about it. So we need to ask them to bring a bacon, egg, and cheese. All right, so we've hit movies and TVs, so how about a little bit of music for your Friday? Well, the Jonas Brothers kicked off a Burnin' Up All Over Again tour last night, bringing the heat to Madison Square Garden, performing old classics like Burning Up, Love Bug, That's Just the Way We Roll, and if this was your time, you will remember all of it. So many more of the hits that they first performed nearly 20 years ago during the first Burnin' Up tour. People tell us this looks and feels exactly the way it did then, and it's exactly what they wanted. Ginger's nodding, like Ginger,
They
you.
look good. I talked to them last weekend, and they were so hyped for this series of concerts at MSG.
All right, they're dropping a new single called Listen When Sad, and Billboard captured the moment they performed it for the very first time. Take a look. Even if you didn't know it was Jonas Brothers, it is classic Jonas Brothers. The song feels like a piece of our heritage, channeled through who we are today, is what they said. Listen to When Sad drops next Friday, and the Jonas Brothers sold out MSG performances continue tonight and tomorrow. They're so good. They're just, I love their sound.
Good guys.
Yeah, and nice guys too. Finally, to a very sweet gesture, turning into a nationwide movement. Rebecca, you found this story for us.
Yeah, it stood out to me because you'll tell people why.
All right, well, okay, I'll tell it then. Call Her Daddy host Alex Cooper. Cooper shared back in May that she was pregnant with her first baby, and she said she was so grateful for the support of a community, right? After revealing her pregnancy struggles, that she secretly bought out entire baby registries for some of her fans. Now, while it started as a personal moment of gratitude, Babylist, the baby registry site, took notice of what she did, and they decided to partner with Alex to bring that generosity to their 9 million users. Great idea? I think great idea. Now we can exclusively reveal that starting this morning, Babylist is rolling out a new part of their site called Baby List It Forward, and it allows folks to see what you need from your baby list and give it in real time. And you can give someone else the gift of their registry because new parents actually need all the help they can get.
It's really expensive when you're raising a new kid, and there's a lot of people who feel fortunate from their circumstances. Now they can actually help other people through Babylist.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
And why didn't we think of it before?
Well, some really smart people came up with a great plan.
They did. That's Pop News.
You know, your kids' lunchbox deserves a back-to-school upgrade. No one better to give it to us than GMA Lifestyle contributor Laura Bergamotto. He's here with the right stuff for packing, storing, and serving up lunch, and everything is shoppable. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning. Let's talk lunch. My kids go back to school, Michael, in 10 days and 23 hours. And I am definitely counting it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can't tell you're counting, man.
I'm ready. Okay, so I gotta get them ready for school with some delicious lunches. Omi Box is the first insulated bento box. So I don't know about you, but when I was little, we had to choose. You were either getting a hot lunch or a cold lunch.
Yep, no doubt.
You couldn't get both. But now you can see this little thermos here. So you can put a hot lunch in there, you pop it in here, and then they can put cold things in the other compartments. So it keeps it, you have a lot of choices, it keeps it mess-free. And then if you decide one day you don't want that, this just pops right out, and you can do a little cold container. They also just recently launched their OmiBox Lite, which are these slimmer versions here. And what it comes with, if you'll pull that up for me, there we go, is a little freezer pack. So it keeps the cold lunches nice and cold, has a little treasure pocket right here. So if you pop that open.
That's like the secret little snack you get.
Exactly, you do little sugar snacks in there.
Got a little surprise for you right there, kids. There we go.
So really great stuff, all from OmiBox right there.
All right, Sam will be packing his lunch tomorrow in one of those. There
we're gonna give Sam a whole haul after this. And speaking of packing lunches, nothing better here for a lunchbox than Pack It.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but when I had a lunchbox, do you remember what lunchbox you had growing up?
I had a Kiss lunchbox.
Excuse me. So
then I moved up to a Spider-Man lunchbox. Yes.
Very cool. I had the Wuzzles. Do you remember the Wuzzles?
I do not.
That was 1985,
That was after
kids.
my, 85? Girl, I had a full-time job in 85. What are you talking about?
Well, they've really innovated since we had those lunchboxes. Pack It actually keeps things nice and cold, because I don't know about you, but I would get sometimes like a soggy melted cheese sandwich.
That wasn't good.
But feel this. So that is a gel liner.
Oh, yeah.
And what you do is you put this in your freezer overnight, and then in the morning, it keeps everything fresh and cold, because the gel liner is the ice pack.
Yeah.
So you don't need to
Great
pack it with an
idea.
ice pack. It's such a good idea, you guys. It comes in thousands of different colors and patterns. They make these for adults as well, so if you are a commuter and you bring your lunch, Sammy, we got you. So that's great. Now, we're gonna move on to making the lunch. You're gonna have fun with this.
I've been
Did you
waiting.
eat the crust when you were little?
Yeah, of course you ate the crust. You didn't waste food.
Okay, well,
My
you don't
house.
have to waste it, because what I'm gonna show you is go ahead and press down on this crust-free sandwich maker. You gotta do real hard, there you go. And then you wanna peel away the bread. You could peel away, put it down again, and then peel away the side. That makes it a little bit easier. There you go, that was a tip from Frankie on our props team there. Okay, and then now pop it back up, and you have a little pocket sandwich there, so you're not wasting anything. And America, you can take this crust here, either eat it in the morning, which is what I do when I'm making sandwiches, or you can use it to make breadcrumbs or croutons, so zero waste, under $10, everybody's happy.
And that looks very gourmet. It's pretty cool.
Yes, really
Parents can
cool.
do that.
This is a small swap with a significant
I use these
impact.
at home.
Do you?
Yep,
I
sure do.
love that. So these are completely home compostable, you guys. These are zip top baggies, reusable, resealable. You can reuse them for up to a year, just rinse them out, use them again, and when you're done, you can put them to your home compost. Even the box they come in is compostable.
Love it.
And finally, who doesn't want a little love with their lunch?
A little love and humor.
So a little 500 funny jokes. You can write a little message. Michael, do us the honor of reading us one, please.
All right, what time do ducks wake up?
What time?
At the quack of dawn. What do you call a dinosaur that's sleeping?
What?
A dinosaur.
Oh,
all right.
So good. Lots of great stuff. Affordable. 3 years of jokes, all at Amazon.
All right, we'll be here for the next 35 minutes, everybody. Leave a tip with the waitress. All right, Lori, thank you for these great products. You can find these products just on our website. You can scan that QR code on the screen. Go to goodmorningamerica.com, and coming up, the man who's going to walk across America 8 years after a devastating spinal cord injury. We'll be right back. Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City. Welcome back, everybody. We have a truly inspiring story to send you into the weekend. 8 years ago, a man named Fergus Farrell was told he'd probably never walk again, but he did, step by step, and now he's planning to take 6 million of them across America. And Will has the story. Hey, Will.
Hey, good morning again, Michael. So Fergus Farrell was a man of action, of movement, and then he got injured, and he was told he had no chance to walk again. And suddenly his sense of self, to say nothing of his future, were in extreme doubt. But Fergus set out to prove nothing is impossible, walking out of the hospital and never stopping, tackling physical challenges of all kinds. And his next quest begins tomorrow. It's his biggest and most inspiring yet.
It's been nearly 8 years since a spinal cord injury changed Fergus Farrell's life in an instant.
I was told if I got movement within 72 hours, I had a 5% chance of regaining some sort of strength. However, after 72 hours, if I get no movement, I have a 0% chance I will be wheelchair bound for life.
And did you regain that movement in those 72 hours?
No.
So you're at 0 chance of walking again.
Facing seemingly impossible odds, Farrell refused to give up. Less than 1 year after his accident, he walked out of the hospital.
I can now look at the 26th of October 2018 as the best day of my life rather than the worst, which, you know, might sound very strange, but it made me realize what is really important.
Since then, Farrell has taken on a series of physical challenges, walking across Ireland, rowing 7 marathons, and running 4 ultramarathons.
I am a person with a spinal cord injury. I'm very privileged and lucky to be on my feet. And I want to do as much as I can because I can. And I realize the privilege that it is to be able to put one foot in front of the other and to be able to do it.
Now he's setting off on his biggest challenge yet, walking across America, from the Brooklyn Bridge to the Santa Monica Pier.
Are you daunted by this task?
If I wasn't daunted, there'd be something wrong with me. So yeah, I am daunted about it, but it's just about understanding every new day is a new day to improve, and every day is a day to take those 80,000 steps.
He'll walk nearly 3,000 miles, taking a total of 6 million steps, all to raise awareness and money for spinal cord injury resources and research.
It's going to be hard. When you're in the most difficult parts of this difficult journey, what will you draw on to get you through?
Why I'm doing it. 6 million steps in total. They're all important, every single one of them. And that's what I did to rebuild my life, step by step by step. Now, I've another 6 million to do, and I'm doing those 6 million for people in the spinal cord injury. Every step I'm going to take is for that community.
And people can follow Fergus's journey online, and he says he would love for people of any ability to come out and walk with him as he's going through their towns, because it's all about community. And he's walking to raise money for Spinal Injuries Ireland and for the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. And he starts tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Do you have any idea how long it's going to take?
He says November.
All right.
Wow. We got some time.
It's a great story, Will, and we're going to be cheering him on all 6 million steps of the way, one foot in front of the other. Well, we are joined now by #1 New York Times bestselling author and former Navy SEAL Jack Carr. He is here with 3 books to pick up for your long Labor Day weekend. Jack, it's great to see you. Good morning.
Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome back to GMA. And before we get started, you are also sharing the cover of your new book, Targeted Pan Am 103. I remember this Lockerbie bombing story as a kid. Tell us why you're writing in this.
Yeah, well, my first nonfiction work was on Beirut, 1983, which was a seminal moment in our relationship, not just with Iran, but the Middle East as a whole. And really, there are terrorist events between there and Pan Am 103, which was December 21st, 1988. But this one really stands out because it brings that terror home, meaning there was 270 people killed, 190 Americans, 35 of them were Syracuse University students. So this was an extremely emotional book to read. Beirut 1983, that was an emotional one to write, but this one really was emotional as well, because you're talking to the families who lost their kids on that
They're still
flight.
around.
And they're getting a little older now, in their 80s and into the 90s.
Wow.
But there's still, a lot of them are still living like it's December of 1988. So it's extremely emotional, but there are lessons in those pages.
We're looking forward to that. Let's get to your picks right now. Empire of Ashes?
Yes. So 3 books here for those who maybe were running kids around all summer and going on vacations and didn't sit down on a beach and open a book. Here's a few right here. But Empire of Ashes, James M. Scott, he's my co-author in the Targeted series. Incredible guy, Pulitzer Prize finalist, historian. But this is really about the decisions to end World War II, to bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The decisions that led up to it, to that first bomb, and then the second one, which was really the one that ended the war. So Empire of Ashes, highly recommend that
sounds
one.
like a good book. Ransom, I see on the list there.
Yes.
I actually read it in Montauk this summer.
Nice.
It was my summer reading book,
Fantastic.
just sitting on the beach reading it.
I mean, it's hard to beat Daniel Silva when it comes to a thriller, especially in the summer. He's usually come out in July, so my parameters were anything between May and now, so that they're out there, you can grab them. And Daniel Silva, just incredible. The 26th Gabriel Allon book here. He had 3 before that series, but then 26th in the Gabriel
There's
Allon
so many
series.
turns in that. When you think you've got it figured out, you don't.
Yeah. This is it.
Yeah.
Love this guy.
And we
Daniel
have
Silva's an amazing guy.
Biological War.
Yes,
A
Biological
Scenario.
War.
Annie Jacobson.
Oh yeah, right here. She has a few books out there. She's also a Pulitzer Prize finalist, but Nuclear War was the one that came out most recently, and then this one, Biological War, is her latest. And if you want to stay up all night and
Yeah.
you need a little more anxiety in your life, then this is the one for you. This is the one. Andy, she's just incredible. So pick this one up if you want to have some sleepless nights.
Yeah, read that and then find a palate cleanser, something for a little relaxation.
You got all the feelings covered right there.
That's
Exactly.
That's it. But most importantly, just get out there and read. If you put down that phone and pick up a book, your life will be 99% better.
Oh, it's
almost
so
immediately.
true.
I'm all in favor of that. And the hard copy, it
Oh, yeah.
changes things when you actually are holding it in your hands.
I think so too. You're an active participant in that story by reading. And also when you read those thrillers, it creates this empathy and compassion that's really hard to develop anywhere else. So encouraging those young people to read, as well as reading ourselves, is of vital importance.
One quick question. Do you read one book at a time? You're like my daughter who reads 3 at a time.
Usually I have a thriller going and a nonfiction at the same time. So I do that because then I can really keep them apart because they're two different books. But a lot of times now it's mostly research for an upcoming thriller or the nonfiction series.
Yeah, because you are always writing, Jack.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being with us and
That
for
was fun.
sharing these picks. And you can find them all on our website. And Jack will be back with us on GMA3 with more recommendations. And his new book, Targeted Pan Am 103, will be available on April 13th of next year. Thanks.
With best-selling author Roger Rosenblatt, he's out with a new book, More Rules for Aging, Making the Most of Your Ridiculous, Wondrous Life. Thank you for coming in. The word that pops out there in your title is ridiculous. Why ridiculous?
Well, it's the way we behave. One of the basic rules is don't. Just don't engage in impulsive activity. You're walking along the street, a jogger runs by you, you think, I used to do that, I could do 5 miles. Don't. What next time you'll see your legs is they'll be horizontal on a gurney. Don't criticize anybody. There's a kind of a myth going on that people love constructive criticism. In a lot of years of living, I've never seen it. It's usually seething with resentment and other forms of disapproval. Don't criticize anybody. Don't do most things, actually.
But one of the things you should do is you say, and I read again, go back to the books from your childhood.
I've been doing that, and they were not written for us, you know. They were not written for us in our 20s when we were in college. They really were written for us when we are grown-ups now and understand what Ahab was all about, what Gatsby was all about.
And I want to get to the wondrous part of your title, because you have a rule number 113, listen for Bob Marley.
Listen for Bob Marley. It's my favorite rule, and it's not all the rules are funny. This happened. I'd walk my dog at 4 in the morning, and there's a great guy who's the doorman, Miguel, in our building. Mountain of a man, 6'5", must weigh 350. And one morning, I'm coming out, and I hear this beautiful voice singing "One Love," Bob Marley's "One Love," and I went and I said, "Miguel, did you hear that?" And he said, yes, shyly. He says, "Yes, that was me." In everybody, there is somebody else, and
Something
often
beautiful.
that somebody else is beautiful.
Oh, that's great to hear. I want to finish with this. It's something you write. You say, this is the blessing of growing older, a wider view of life, somehow kindlier. It's beautiful. It's also easier said than done sometimes. How do you get to that point of view?
I think you meander into it. I don't think you seek it, and sometimes it seeks you. But sometimes life exists in small things, small wonders, small talk, and small events. My recent column for the Times is about holding hands. My wife and I held hands when we were in high school. We hold hands today. They're not the same hands. They're hands now with lots of veins in them and scars on them, but it's the same impulse to both love each other and protect each other.
Your essays in the Times have found so much beauty in those small moments of life. Thank you for coming in. More Rules for Aging is available now. Let's go to Ginger.
Thank you so much, George. Can't wait to read it. A new documentary is revealing how the world's most beloved movies, like the Star Wars franchise and Avatar, are turned into experiences at Disney parks. Disney World Builders takes you inside the stories, places, and creative breakthroughs behind these iconic worlds. It is packed with candid interviews with the visionaries behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Pixar, Frozen, and so much more. Disney World Builders is streaming now on Disney+.
Coming up on the show, cruises. Everybody's doing it, so planning from getting the most out of your adventure, well, we've got the tips from the ultimate expert. He's right here. We'll introduce him and tell you more about it when we come back. Back now with a growing travel trend. You love it, and so do a lot of people. Cruising, with nearly 22 million Americans projected to set sail this year. Now, how could I miss out on all this fun? So later this month, I'm headed to the Caribbean aboard the Norwegian Getaway. This segment is sponsored by Norwegian Cruise Line. And who better to give us tips about our travels when we go? The company's president, Mark Kozlowskis. Mark, so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you
Thank
again.
you for coming in. We rolled out the beach floor for you. So yeah, we've got the ocean lapping at our feet here. I wrote down 5 questions for you, all right? So what makes a cruise the perfect vacation?
Yeah, so it's funny because you think about it, there's so much included. Cruising offers so much value. One is you've got the great ship. 2 is you've got no packing and unpacking just once. Multiple destinations. You've got great accommodations. You've got world-class entertainment, world-class dining. You've got top-tier service and hospitality. And with Norwegian, there's so much to do that you don't have to compromise.
Yeah, I'm very excited to do it. We really are.
I'm excited you're coming with us.
What's the key to make it a smooth start? I mean, if for someone who's doing it for the first time.
Yeah, so my big tip on that is if you're flying to a cruise port, come a day early. And there's 2 reasons for that. One is peace of mind. You know, with air delays, you want to make sure you get there stress-free. And 2 is you get to enjoy the home port and vacation starts early and just hop on the ship after that.
I think you're so right, particularly travel these days. It's good to get there when you want to be there a little bit ahead and to enjoy a port city like Miami, for example.
Exactly right. With great restaurants and things that Miami has to offer.
And enjoy that. All right, so there's so many things to do on board the ship. What do I need to do in advance of getting on board to make it all work?
Yeah, great question. So, like, I'm a planner and I'm a foodie. And on Norwegian Getaway, which you and I are going to go on, we have 19 restaurants.
Wow.
2 of my favorite are Wasabi, which is sushi, outstanding, and then Ocean Blue, which is like Mediterranean seafood. So I'll pre-plan that.
Oh, I'm in.
But if you're not a planner, we do have freestyle cruising. So you could walk in and get a reservation, but I just like to know where I'm eating, and that's important to me before I get on.
19. Are we going to get to them all? Okay, we'll find out. All right. And speaking of excursions, like getting around and maybe even getting off the ship, I'm excited to do that. So when you get those opportunities, making the decision to getting off the ship or on the ship, one of the things is I don't want to get off because you've got a brand new water park.
Oh my God.
So tell me about the water park.
Oh my God. So, one of the things that our guests are most looking forward to is, first off, before you have the pre-book, and then things that you want to book on board is important also. I should cover very quickly, and that is like Kids Club. That's something that's really popular. So as soon as you get on board, you want to make sure that you take care of our Splash Academy and you do that, right?
You want to book those things in.
Correct. But then as far as excursions and as far as what you want to do when you get off the ship, one of the most popular things that we have, which our guests are so excited about, a lot of our Caribbean and Bahamas cruises go to Norwegian's private island, Great Stirrup Cay, which is you and I are going to go to.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we've got so much to do on the island, but the big buzz is the water park, Great Tides Water Park. And we've got 19 slides, 2 cliff jumps. We have a wandering river that we affectionately refer to as the Not So Lazy River because it goes 6 miles an hour. And at the end of there, where does it go? It goes to a swim-up bar. So fantastic, fantastic excursion.
You know where to find me if you can't find me. I'm looking at the water slides. I can't wait to get there. All right, and our final question here. What's your final tip to make sure that I get the most, or that folks at home get the most out of their cruise vacation?
So it's really spending time with family, making memories, spending time with your loved ones. And for me, it's so important. And what's so memorable is one of my most treasured memories actually happened on a cruise. And my daughter Sydney and her fiance Lucas got engaged earlier this year on Norwegian Luna, and the whole family was there and we all came out. There was a lot of crying and laughing, but that's a memory we'll make forever. So it's the memories you make as a family and with loved ones, and this is a perfect example of one that happened with us.
And it makes it great for family because everybody's interests can be handled in one location.
That's right.
All right, thanks Mark. I'm looking forward to the adventure. We really are. And everyone at home gets to come along with us because we're bringing Good Morning America cameras along with us.
These guys thought I wasn't going to make it back.
Well, you kind of sprinted in here, George. Have a great weekend, everybody.
It makes him happy. It can't be that bad.